Everything's working great! All systems go, full speed ahead! Uh-oh! What's this? No! Ah! I'm out of control! Mayday! Mayday! Going down! Ah! Look out below!
Boy, you're lucky I saw you come down. So what went wrong anyway? It's not like you to crash like that.
Yeah, it's just that I'm testing a new prototype power supply, and it's not fully compatible yet.
You can always borrow my plane, the Tornado, if you want.
Thanks, Sonic. But if I can make this work, it'll run circles around yours. Check out this power supply!
It's a Chaos Emerald! No way!
I was lucky to find one of the 7 Chaos Emeralds. They have unlimited mystic powers. Now I want to harness that power to fly my plane. Let's go to my workshop in the Mystic Ruins and I'll show you what I've been working on. We'll go to the station, hop on a train, and get there in no time.
Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Sonic Adventure. We are now taking on Tails' story. As you can see, the main difference in controlling Tails is he can fly, which is actually very convenient. Oh, so you're the guy from that plane crash. Are you really okay? Yep, this is it. Sunny days, clear skies. This is what summer vacation's all about. Because you can fly pretty high actually too, and you can gain a little bit of speed by doing so. So as you can see, the cutscenes have already kind of repeated a little bit. We kind of kick things off right when Tails is, well, he crashed his plane and then he's immediately rescued as Sonic, and that's when Sonic's first stage occurs. Let's see what she has to say. I'm the newsstand saleswoman. I'm the first one to read the news, so I've got all the dirt. The other side of Station Square, it looks like it's actually closed off, so we can only we're actually limited to only exploring this portion of Station Square. We can actually go over here, and as you can see, yeah, it's pretty damn easy to get around as Tails. You can get around the hub world with like no problem at all now. Sonic, you know, moved pretty fast, but with the flying mechanic, oh man, there's a lot of stuff that's actually opened up to us that we were not able to actually reach or explore as Sonic. So, but if we go through this passageway, we can actually fly up that hole, and look at this.
Look, it's your jet anklet. Its jet power makes you fly faster.
So we have already received the first of Tails' 2 upgraded abilities, the jet anklet. The jet anklet, basically like she just said, allows us to fly a lot faster. So as you can see, look at that. Yeah, I mean, it's not like an immediate noticeable difference, but it's pretty damn fast. So Tails moves almost as fast as Sonic does, but with an added bonus, he can fly. So let's go ahead and head to the Mystic Ruins, because that's where we need to go to continue the story just like we did in Sonic's section. And here we are. And yeah, just like with Station Square, Mystic Ruins is painless to get around now because we can freely fly in the air, getting around a lot quicker.
Well, 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 if it isn't Sonic and Tails.
It's Eggman!
Silence! I am Dr. Robotnik, the most cunning scientific genius in the world!
Yeah, right, Dr. Eggman.
Enough! I've been working on a master plan, but now it's time to put it to work!
That usually means trouble coming from you.
Don't even try to interfere this time.
Give me that Chaos Emerald, or else...
Or else what, huh?
Or else I'll take it from you the hard way.
So we have the first repeated boss fight of the game. So obviously we did this fight before as Sonic, but now as Tails. So something that's kind of interesting is, if you think about it, wouldn't this maybe indicating that this story, or the story in this game, may be giving you a hint that it may actually be like a change in reality? You know, obviously Sonic was the one that took on this fight with Eggman in the first place, but now we have Tails. So I'm thinking, you know, maybe this is the same, you know, we're obviously seeing the same events happen through each character's eyes and getting to see their different perspectives, but maybe this is like a, you know, maybe a multiple dream sequence event where we're playing through the same story as each character, but maybe they're dreaming it a different way, so we're actually seeing it through the minds of the characters. I don't know, because obviously there's a few changes here. Because wouldn't Sonic still be taking on Eggman, and we just see like a shortened cutscene of Sonic just fighting them, since Tails was not the one that actually fought against them the first time? I don't know, that's something to think about.
Yeah! That was just too easy!
Gotcha!
Hey, he snagged it!
Chaos could use a little snack.
Who's Chaos?
That's the monster I saw the other day.
Monster?
Yes, it's really happening. Just as the stone tablet said it would. Hear this, Sonic. Chaos' strength increases every time I give him a Chaos Emerald. All he needs is 7 emeralds to become invincible. Then he will turn Station Square into rubble, upon which I will build the ultimate city, Robotnik Land. You ready, Chaos? Let's go find the next one. Come on.
Thank goodness they're gone! Good riddance!
We can't let that monster get any bigger. It could get ugly.
You're right! Chaos must be stopped! And he can be if we keep him away from more emeralds, right? So what do you say, Sonic? Let's find the Chaos Emeralds before Eggman does!
And we get a nice little view from his security camera. We actually take a better look at Tails' workshop now that we can get an aerial view with Tails. So yeah, so even the same elements that we had in the Sonic story, where we're, you know, the same way that we unlock the levels in Sonic's section, we are doing the same thing as Tails. So I do have to say, this is probably something I don't like. I feel like they could have maybe added something new to unlock the levels in the other stories. I saw this weird plate in the cave, and on it, an ancient inscription was the word wind. I bet it's a clue to something. We'll go ahead and place the wind key in its slot, and that's going to open up Windy Valley, of course. So we are taking on Windy Valley as Tails. So Tails' stages are pretty interesting. As you can see, I'm kind of cheating a little bit, and yeah, you can essentially break the hell out of these stages. With Tails, things are pretty interesting because your objectives are kind of the same as Sonic's were, where you're just trying to get to the end of the stage and get the Chaos Emerald. As you can see, we are actually put in a race up against Sonic. So instead of having Sonic just kind of follow us along for the ride, we're racing him head on. However, with Tails, like I said, these stages are entirely broken. So you can essentially just fly through the whole damn stage without really worrying about dying or losing the race. And it looks like I went out of bounds there. I don't know what the hell I was doing. But yeah, you can pretty much get through these stages in a much quicker amount of time with Tails' flying ability. Tails is going to have a lot of the same stages that Sonic had in his story, and a lot of the other characters we will see them kind of take on pretty much almost the exact same stages as well. Some new, some that Sonic did not take on. So it is kind of interesting how they kind of switch that up a little bit. Even some of these same gimmicks, like here going down this mountain area, Sonic did that as well. But yeah, the stages in Tails' story are very broken to the point where you can just kind of fly through them in seconds, get your Chaos Emerald and be done. As you can see, I got that done in like a minute and a half. I think with Sonic it took us maybe closer to like 3 minutes. So kind of cool, but you know, it's just kind of interesting that they, you know, did that. So
That wasn't too bad.
right, so we have now returned to the Mystic Ruins. So yeah, so the train for Station Square is ready to take off. Let's see what these explorers have to say, if it's anything new. This is our base camp. Another party has already gone to the jungle, but we haven't heard from them in a long time now. I hope they're okay. So yeah, again, the same events are occurring. Nothing that I haven't already said already. This section is open to us again if we want to freely explore it. We have a woman here just kind of standing in the middle of the grass. Let's see what she's got. My heart's breaking. I can't just keep staring at him. I have to talk to that guy in the burger shop. Yeah, so she's actually the woman, if you remember from Sonic's story, that was we heard was actually kind of acting weird and staring into the window of the burger shop. And this is the guy who works here talking about somebody, you know, feeling like someone is staring at him. He's actually pointing, hinting that it's the woman right there in that middle of the grass who's actually kind of, I guess, creepily kind of stalking him from afar. I mean, I understand she has a crush on him, but there's better ways to let him know that you like him. I mean, come on, stop being a creep. You know, this goes for men and women, like anybody really. Like, just do something directly. Like, make it, you know, don't make it like weird. And I'm sure that person will understand one way or another. The worst they can say is no. I mean, come on. Xenopolis is open, but the only way in is closed. With Tails' flight ability, we can just fly up to that button, hit it, and enter the stage. So we have now re-entered Casinopolis, another repeated stage. And this time around, we are spawned right away inside of the garbage. Again, all of your stages as Tails are going to be racing against Sonic. So this time we have a race, but this time it's in the garbage section. So we don't have to worry about getting those 400 rings. We don't have to do any grinding, nothing like that. No funny business. We are just, again, focused on collecting all 7 of the Chaos Emeralds. The race doesn't really mean much to me because I've never, ever had a problem ever losing. Unless I, you know, died like a million times or something, which that can happen, I guess, if you're like speeding through it way too fast. As you can see, I lost all my rings by doing that. But yeah, with Tails, these stages are pretty much a joke. So there's the Chaos Emerald. We literally got that stage done in almost less than a minute. I probably could have did it in under a minute, but I fooled around a little bit too much. Get it? We're flying through Tails' stages. Okay, I'll quit. I'm here all day, by the way. But I'll stop. I'll go home.
What's that? The Chaos Emerald!
Get away from there!
Ah!
Nighty-night!
Eggman! Sonic, what happened to the Chaos Emerald?
Eggman got one of them, but the other one's safe. He must be getting desperate.
Now the emerald count is 2-1 and Eggman's winning. Let's get a move on.
Alright, so same thing as last time. If we actually look up in the air, or maybe just glide up in the air, we can maybe interact with Cream a little bit. No, just kidding, you can't interact with her, but it is kind of cool. The best way to see her is as Tails, because you can just fly right up to her, but she moves pretty damn fast, and they kind of screw up your camera angle as soon as you walk out of that place. So Really not that cool. But yeah, we have the Ice Stone again, so we know what to do with this. We're gonna head back to the Mystic Ruins, unlock Ice Cap Zone, and we're gonna head into the next stage. We've already seen this before. So one of the reasons why I have a little bit of a problem with this game in terms of feeling repetitive, because obviously, as you can see already, we're only in the second character story, and we're repeating most of the same material we've already seen before. A little bit different, but for the most part, we're seeing the same environments. We're seeing everything that we saw with Sonic, this time as Tails. And as you can see, we have now entered Ice Cap. We spawn in immediately during this avalanche scene. Now this one I think is pretty cool because yeah, we are still racing against Sonic, this time on a snowboard. I would have preferred if they had maybe just saved the snowboarding section just for Tails' story and have us do this race in the stage. I think having the stage repeated as Tails would have been a lot more, it would have made a lot more sense just to have us racing on a snowboard as just Tails, and not have that mechanic introduced when we were Sonic. I don't know, that may just be me, but I think that would have been a little bit of a better idea. It would have felt a little bit more fresh. And it would have kind of taken away the redundancy and the repetitive, and the just the repetitiveness of the stages. So, but if they're gonna give me another excuse to ride on a snowboard and Ice Cap, I'm gonna take it. So, yeah, same song and dance as before. You just want to hit as many of these ramps as possible to gain as much speed as you possibly can. I think Tails looks a little bit more badass on the snowboard doing those tricks and flips than Sonic does. I don't know why. Maybe it's because his two tails. So we have, oh, Big the Cat just showing up randomly in Station Square. I love it. What's he have to say? If we can get a nice little zoom in on him as we talk to him. Look, man, look at the size difference. Holy crap.
Froggy, where are you? Froggy, where are you?
It's crazy. That guy's going out with a different girl today. That is so enviable, or I mean unforgivable. He's actually referring to that love triangle that we encountered as Sonic, I think over in the beach section, like over by the poolside area. Oh, we can actually get up here, and as you can see, you can actually see the top window of Tails' workshop. That's kind of cool, because we obviously weren't able to access that part, just jumping as Sonic normally. But it's now time to head over to the waterfall.
Hey, Knuckles! What's up? What are you doing, Knuckles?
Don't mess with me now. Just hand over the emeralds you have. Quick!
No way, Knuckles!
In this song and dance before.
Oh no.
3 oh no's from the Red Beast. And that'll pretty much do it for this boss fight.
Whoa! Oh no, the emeralds!
And they're all mine.
Eggman's back! He's got the emeralds!
You two are bumbling idiots. You know that.
Hey, those are the Chaos Emeralds.
You are so easily tricked. All I did was wait for you to bring it to me.
What the heck is he talking about anyway?
Don't you realize when you've been tricked?
Tricked? No one makes a fool out of me.
Way to go, knucklehead!
4! Count 'em! 4 emeralds. I summon chaos! Come forth! Here, eat up!
Oh no! It's changing again! We gotta stop this fast!
So we are rematching Chaos 4, of course this time as Tails. This fight is actually not that bad this time around, simply because you have the utilization of Tails' flight ability, which makes getting around the battlefield a hell of a lot simpler, doesn't it? We don't get to just jump around as Sonic, wondering if we're ever going to get out of the water, even though he was able to walk across it like Jesus. No, we don't have to worry about that. We can just use Tails as tails to get around a lot faster.
Behold my floating masterpiece, the Egg Carrier! But it pales in comparison to the power of chaos. Adieu, until we meet again, my friends!
Hey, we can't let him get away! Let's get to my workshop and we'll take the tornado!
Yeah!
You guys go. I have some unfinished business to take care of.
No problem, Knuckles. We'll take care of everything here.
Come on! Let's get going!
You heard the little fox, Sonic. Let's get going. Well, actually, we're the little fox this time, so I guess whatever. Let's see if this guy has anything new to say. I don't think so. I was petrified. I was petrified with my big old mustache. All right. So yeah, we're gonna head back to Tails' workshop. Trigger the next set of cutscenes that we've already seen. Kind of.
Sonic! Wait here for a second! Sonic, hop in! Let's go!
And we begin Sky Chase Act 1 for the second time. And yeah, kind of interesting, now that we're playing as Tails, we were able to get to see a little bit more magic working behind the scenes there, as he really didn't reveal anything other than he just kind of went inside of the, we just saw him go inside of his workshop, get into the plane, and just kind of fly it out. So would have been kind of cool if they had maybe showed him, like, I don't know, with holding like a wrench or something, like working on the plane and like getting it ready for like a few seconds before he gets into it and then takes off with Sonic. But whatever. I'm not sure if I'm going to show this again, because again, it's exactly the same as it was the first time around. Just a recycled substage that, you know, we've already seen before. So we'll probably cut this out. So I will see you once we get to the end of this.
We did it! Way to go, Tails!
Oh no, we're getting blasted away again. This is like deja vu. What the hell is happening here? It's almost like we've seen this nightmare before somewhere. This all seems too familiar.
Wow, that dream brought back memories. I owe so much to Sonic. Sonic! Wonder where he went. Sure hope he's alright. The tornado's not powerful enough. If I'm gonna get that egg carrier, I need to finish my prototype. It needs a Chaos Emerald to work. Looks like I'd better find one fast.
So we get to see a little bit of a flashback there with Tails, basically, you know, remembering the good old days when him and Sonic were just able to kind of play with each other. It looks like they were kind of messing around in the jungle there. I don't know, like a little touch like that, as short and as like simple as it is, it does kind of hit you in the heartstrings a little bit. You know, the fact that they have all this, you know, seriousness happening right now, we have, you know, such a huge part of the story where things get, you know, can feel a little bit dark, and, you know, it almost feels like there's no time to just stop and admire, you know, your surroundings and just to enjoy yourself. You know, having a little flashback there with Tails, just remembering the good old days when, you know, all they had to worry about was, you know, playing together in the jungle. You can definitely relate that to real life in some way, shape, or form. I'm sure there's people out there that just want to kind of check out a little bit and not have, you know, not have to worry about all of their responsibilities or, you know, stuff they have to do day to day, and just relax a little bit. It's kind of cool. We get to see a little bit of a perspective from Tails where, yeah, I mean, I think we can all relate to Tails. Like, we all look back at the good old days when life was simple, you know, because it never gets easy the older we get, and it's good to remember the good times. He's just lost, you know, aren't we all though? Really though, I think we all are. In my opinion, the jungle was probably the most confusing and just hardest little area to kind of get around, in my opinion. So having Tails as Tails will make this a little bit simpler. So if we go over here at this point, and it's not far from the entrance of the jungle.
Wow! There's a Chaos Emerald! Hey! Wait up! Stop!
Looks like a little froggy has taken one of our Chaos Emeralds into this little cavern. We hit this switch on the top of the cave. That will open something very secret indeed. Let's find out what it is. It's all dark and gloomy. Let's check it out. And we have another sub-game. This is Sand Hill. Really cool. This is the only time we get to take on this sub-game, is in Tails' story. And we essentially get kind of another version of the snowboarding section or snowboarding level in Ice Cap, except we are in Sand Hill. So kind of cool. You get to go through these little rings, or I'm not exactly sure what these are, these little goal things. And as you can see, we have a multiplier that is adding up there in the top right corner. So the more of these that you actually, the more of these that you go through, obviously the higher that count is going to be. So that's going to essentially multiply the amount of rings that you have, which I currently have 0. I probably should have picked up a few of them at least. And it's gonna act as a multiplier by heavily increasing the amount of rings you can get here. And I guess I'm kind of doing this the incorrect way, because I probably should have grabbed some rings. I finished with a times 37 multiplier with 0 rings, which resulted in me having 0 total rings. So I don't know why I did that, but that's an easy way to get a good amount of rings, even if you don't screw it up like I just did. But a cool stage nonetheless.
Oops! Uh-oh! I thought I was in the desert. I wonder where I am.
All right, so we are now in a new location. We have never been here before. Looks kind of ancient, wouldn't you say? Yeah, let's have a look around. So we have quite a bit to explore here, but if we go over and head over in the left direction here, looks like we have, something very important over there. Familiar looking light. And what do you know? Look at this. We have another echidna. Let's see what this guy has to say, if we can get a nice camera zoom in on him. Perfect. He looks kind of like Knuckles, right? Wow, you're fast. You should look for the rhythm badge. When you wear it, you can spin even faster, almost as if you were dancing. So yeah, if you notice, this guy does look pretty damn similar to Knuckles. He's a little bit more of a pinkish color. He's got some tribal markings on him. But let's head over here because look at this.
You found the rhythm badge. To do continuous tail attacks, hold the action button down.
We now have the rhythm badge. This is actually the final upgraded ability Tails gets in the game. We actually have a specific purpose for using that a little bit later on. Yeah, he can also kind of roll in a ball there after a while if he does start to slow down when you are hitting the B button. Kind of interesting, similar to Sonic, but not nearly as fast. Well, well, well. Very interesting conversation. Well, well, well. And they're really talkative today, aren't they? Hit them when they least expect it. That's my motto. All right. I like fighting. Actually, I love fighting. Wow, these guys are very fascinating to get to know. Just watch. I get them all. I'll get them all. Grrr. So yeah, they don't really have a lot to say. They're essentially just like tribal warriors is how I always kind of depicted them as. Just, you know, Knuckles lookalikes. They're obviously the same species as him and the strange female echidna who we have yet to really learn that much about yet. It's cool to kind of wander around and look at all these, you know, specific markings on some of these like stone pillars and some of these buildings that you can kind of take a look around at. Yeah, kind of cool. That looks like a snake a little bit. Our chief is Pachacamac, I think is how you pronounce that. He's fearless, brave, bold. With him, we can never lose. We owe everything to Pachacamac. Yeah, kind of interesting name. Obviously, that's the name of their leader, essentially. Another fun fact about this name is it actually is derived from a real-life Incan deity and location in Peru. So kind of interesting. Didn't really know that till actually just recently, but cool information there. So we're going to go ahead and fly over here. I think there's another Echidna warrior guy that's kind of off to his lonesome again, like the other two we just saw. Wait, did we talk to him? I think we talked to him, didn't we? Yeah, that was the same guy we talked to at first. Oh, here we go. Here's another one. Interesting dialogue from these guys. The chief's daughter loved her grandmother so much. The country was a lot smaller back when Grandma was alive, but the chief wanted to expand his kingdom. After Grandma's death, he made his move. He did well. He quickly took over the surrounding areas. But his daughter didn't like what he'd done. The daughter? I saw her in front of the shrine. So yeah, here she is right here.
The servers are the 7 Chaos Emeralds. Hello there, friend. How are you?
What were you saying before?
Huh. It's something my grandmother taught me. I'm never to forget it. It goes like this. The servers are the 7 Chaos. Chaos is power, power enriched by the heart. The controller is the one that unifies the chaos. But I'm still not sure what it all means. But the number 7 is the same as the number of emeralds there are.
Emeralds?
Forgive me, but I don't think we've ever met before. I'm Tikal. And you are?
Whoa!
Yikes!
Wait for me!
Weird. Now where was I? Oh yeah, the Chaos Emerald! Perfect! This will get my Tornado 2 up and raring to go!
Wow. Yeah, a lot to unpack from that group of cutscenes there. Honestly, I think the most striking thing about that group of cutscenes was maybe Big's gigantic face in our space there.
The time has come at last. This new plane should work a lot better. I've ironed out most of the problems. So, here it goes. Emerald, do your stuff. Ready, Sonic? Here I come. Tornado 2, clear for takeoff. Away we go. There you are. Get ahead. The egg carrier. There's Sonic! Sonic!
All right, Tails! Way to go! This plane's cool! Now what do you say we nail those guys?
You got it! Hang on!
Okay, so I thought that was the name of his tornado, or his second version of the tornado. So I remember, obviously I knew that the name of Tails' plane was the Tornado, like the original version, but when he rebuilds it and like it's this blue plane, I wanted to say it was like Tornado, or his Tornado 2.0, but apparently, yeah, it's just Tornado 2. So I don't know, something I just had to kind of clear up in my own mind. But yeah, this is essentially the same Act 2 that we just did in Sonic Story. So yeah, again, I will meet you at the end of this act, and we'll move on to the next story scene. Oh, and by the way, we did learn that the female echidna's name is Tikal. Kinda cool. I wonder what else we can learn about her. Incoming Tails stupid moment.
Coming in tight.
Tails! We gotta land on the egg carrier!
Oops. We got a problem here.
What now?
I forgot to put in the landing gear.
Whoa! Wow! This thing is really huge!
No time to gawk, Sonic. We gotta find Amy.
You're right, pal. Let's get busy.
Getting busy again on the egg carrier. The egg carrier. That's how Eggman says it, right? Let's go ahead and go to the center.
Don't get any ideas, Sonic. You have no idea what this vessel can do. How about I give you a little sample?
Whoa! Hey, it transformed! Did you see that?
Now how are we gonna get to the bridge?
I hate it when he doesn't listen to me.
I guess you weren't expecting that, were you? There's only one way to get to me, Sonic, and that's through the sky deck. I doubt if you can make it. Ha ha! I dare you!
Just watch me. Bring it on, Eggman.
I just love it when the characters act surprised in this game. I mean, they actually are surprised, obviously, in the story, but their faces just crack me up, man. It is, like, worth playing this game over and over again just to see it. Might be, honestly, one of the main reasons I do replay this game, is just to see all the, just the funny reactions of these characters. Yeah, we're back on the end carrier. So, we've seen this before, obviously.
So, this must be the sky deck, huh?
And it's now time to take on my favorite stage of the game. Oh man, PTSD moments here. Yeah, we actually have to race Sonic in Skydeck, the dreaded f***ing Skydeck level. Okay, so I gotta admit, it's a lot better with Tails. We can fly around. We don't have to necessarily worry about falling. We have, you know, Tails to kind of give us a little bit of a safety net there with his flight ability. We're gonna pick up some extra lives, and we're gonna see how well we can do. Yeah, no, this stage is a little bit more, it's altered to fit Tails' play style. So there's a little bit of a cosmetic difference between the last time we were here and now when we were here with Sonic. We're gonna do it. We're gonna stop crying, and we're gonna beat Sonic at the end of the stage. So, look at that, less than 2 minutes. Man, we made Sonic's version of the stage look like an absolute joke, didn't we? Free the animals, Tails. Free your own kind. Why don't you? Well, kind of. If you count a parrot as your own kind. And that thing is just flying around his head. It's happy to be alive and free, aren't we all?
That wasn't too bad.
Yeah! Is that it?
Sonic, we should check out the bridge.
All right, we are back inside of the egg carrier. Been here before. We still cannot go through these doors, unfortunately. All in due time, my friends, all in due time. We have this over here. This is another entrance to the Chow Garden. So basically, yeah, the secret password to the door is Eggman. I would be shocked silly if you didn't figure that out by just looking at the 6 letters they give you and kind of pointing out the obvious. Kind of cool, we have these little cleaning robots in here. They're essentially Eggman's maids, like robotic maids, so I always think this is cool. They just kind of clean up a little bit. They're doing some mopping, looks like some power washing, whatever you want to call it. They're doing the Lord's work for Eggman because his fat, bald, lazy self cannot be helped to do it, and he has way too much on his plate, and I guess not enough time to do it himself. So he's going to hire, or I guess build, because he didn't have to actually pay a robot. We're going to go up here to the outside of the ship again.
You're a bit late.
Not the birdie! That's a Chaos Emerald! No way!
Be gone, all of you! This is all I really need. Gamma?
What is your wish, Master?
Get rid of these pests! Give them all you got!
Aye, aye, Master Robotnik.
I'll leave it up to you, Gamma.
He's looking pretty sharp with his rhythm badge, I have to say. Tails is growing up right before our own eyes. Yeah, we have this fight with E-Gamma once again. Hit him 3 times, and he will be shut down.
Please stop, Tails! Move aside, Amy! Get out of the way! No! This robot is my friend! He helped me! Don't hurt him! Okay, if you say so, you have your reasons, I guess. Hey, this ship is losing altitude!
Hurry, Tails! Take Amy and get out of here!
Well, what about you?
I'll find Eggman and put a stop to his evil ways!
That's Eggman! I wonder what happened to Sonic.
I'm finished. Chaos was defeated, and now my egg carrier is ruined. No matter. I will destroy Station Square anyway.
If that missile is launched...
Ready? Fire! Ah! No, it was a dud! I can't believe this! Ah! I'll go and deal with this myself!
Oh no! I'd better get to that missile before he detonates it! I see it! I've got to get it before Eggman! The fate of Station Square depends on me! Sonic! I've changed a lot since I started hanging with Sonic. But I can't depend on him forever. I know I can do this by myself. Okay, Eggman, bring it on!
Wow, so a lot of questions that I have at this moment. A lot more questions, honestly. Yeah. Well, anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of talk about this final level here. Yeah, this is actually the final stage in Tails' story. So instead of racing Sonic, we are racing Eggman, trying to stop him from launching that missile. But yeah, one of the first points I wanted to bring up is Eggman sucks. I mean, he can't even launch a missile to destroy the world correctly. How the hell does he ever plan on accomplishing any other of his plans? I don't know. But the guy is just a miserable failure, apparently. But yeah, as you can see, we are taking on Speed Highway again. This time as Tails. Of course, we can just kind of blast right through the stage with the power of the two-tailed fox. Gotta love him. The little scamp. And yeah, we can essentially skip much of the stage, just like many of the other stages that we have taken on already in the story. So, yeah, not too difficult here. But another question I have is, one of the cutscenes we saw before entering the stage was Eggman had crashed, right? Like he landed like directly into like the sidewalk of Station Square, right there outside of the hotel. How did he manage to get his aircraft like out of the ground? Like that would have caused not only a lot of damage to his like machine that allows him to fly, you know, and float in air, but it would have taken time to get it out of there. It probably wouldn't have operated, or I would assume once it crashed at that amount of with that amount of impact, it probably would not have been usable. He would have at least had to repair it before getting it back in the air. I have a lot of questions. Like Dr. Robotnik is quite a ways behind. So we are just kind of racing to the finish here. We're going to go ahead and take some of these speed boosts. That way we can kind of get through it even quicker. But there's really not much left of the stage. Yeah, just like every other stage, we can just kind of speed on through it. Speedrunners love it, but we have reached the end of Speed Highway. Time to stop the fat bald man from destroying everything in sight.
That wasn't too bad.
Oh no! It's Robotnik!
So you beat me to the missile, you little pest. I will make you all pay for this.
Let's get out of here!
You fool. Away, before I make mincemeat out of you.
I'm not scared. I'm not scared. I can do this.
Welcome to the final fight for Tails. This is our final boss fight against the Egg Walker, another contraption that we have yet to see from the good old doctor. This fight is pretty damn easy. It's actually a lot easier even than Sonic's final fight. So as you can see, this thing has pretty tall legs. Like, it's not missing leg day, that's for sure. But as you can see, he is going to do this little fire attack or flamethrower attack, whatever you want to call it. He's also going to shoot missiles out of the machine as well. All you have to do is dodge all of the explosions, and I would actually suggest getting as close to the thing as possible. What I have found out is if you get too far away from it, he will continuously try to throw missiles at you without really stopping. So that's a signal that you are too far away. In order to actually get to the point where you can damage him, you actually need to stay very close by his legs. Notice these blue lights that are flashing are kind of located on the inner parts of the forelegs. Those are what you need to hit. However, you can't do that until he does that move right here, where he does a little stomp attack. Once he does that, avoid the shockwave that it releases, and then you can use Tails' main spinning attack to damage the targets on the legs. So not too bad. A pretty simple final fight. Again, most of the boss fights in this game are like stupid easy, but this one in particular is pretty straightforward. So it can feel a little bit threatening because he's throwing all those flames at you and all those missiles, but again, if you get close by him and kind of stay close, he will kind of more frequently use that stomp attack, giving you the opening to go in for the kill and kill the legs, and that will ultimately take him down. But yeah, as you can see, I'm extremely far away from him, and he is not he's not letting off of the missiles here. So if we get a little bit closer, see if I can do that. Oh, we got a lot of flames. Yeah, just make sure you keep at least one ring. Obviously, you don't want to die. Have to restart the fight from the very beginning and you know, have his health essentially reset. So but yeah, we're gonna go ahead and see if we can just avoid these missiles. Try to get a little bit closer. I'm trying to wait for the right time here because I don't want to, you know, take damage from those explosions. But luckily, with the flight ability, we can kind of quickly get over to him. He's gonna do another stomp. Forgot to mention, you do have to hit him. You know, where he's actually located at the top of the machine, you do have to actually hit him in the machine for it to count as well. So he won't actually take damage just from hitting the legs. Now he's going to do 2 at a time. So 2 shockwave attacks you do have to avoid, and then you want to hit both of the legs that light up with that beautiful little static electricity. So yeah, but not too bad. He looks like he's throwing some bombs at us. We're going to go ahead and hit these 2 legs here. These are the ones that lit up. And boom. Yeah, Tails' attack motion is a little weak, honestly. Like, I always feel like I'm like tickling the enemy or the boss, like, because Sonic's you can kind of just like home in on him and just kind of boom, you know, kind of do your little dash attack or whatever and kind of damage the enemy. Tails feels a lot more like it's a lighter attack where he just kind of like just barely touches the enemy or whatever. So I always thought that was kind of interesting though.
Get a load at it! Get a load at it! Get a load at this!
But now we have 3 legs to take out at a time, but that was it. So that was the last hit. And I think we lost sight of the little fox. Our fox friend is nowhere to be found. I think he died. He died in one of the explosions. Oh no. That's obviously just a glitch. Just an awkward camera angle there. Gotta love it at the end.
Hey! I did it!
You saved the day! You're the best!
I did it all by myself!
and let the credits roll once again. Yeah, no, I thoroughly enjoyed Tails' story. It's actually pretty ironic, you know, as silly as a character that Tails can be sometimes, you know, crashing his tornado and doing all kinds of funny stuff. I feel like he did get some pretty good growth in this game. You know, we get just a little snippets of it, but you know, we see certain flashbacks and certain scenes during his story that really show that Tails, as much of a kid that he is, and he's just really more playful and just wants everybody to be happy, and he just wants to play with his best friend Sonic. We've seen a lot of growth with him during the story, especially towards the end there. Again, it's a very small piece, but him just stepping up to the plate and, you know, stopping Eggman ultimately from, you know, releasing his missiles and being the one that actually takes him down, you know, in this story, of course. You know, ultimately saving the day and saving the world, really. Like, Sonic is usually the main hero, and we've seen his, you know, his side of the story in this game already. But Tails feels more of like that character that usually just kind of blends in the background for the most part, and really he pretty much has up until this game. And you know, the original Sonic games, he's kind of just there as Sonic's partner, you know, there to kind of assist Sonic as needed. He does allow him to, you know, ride on his plane, like he gets him from point A to point B. Is more of a support character, but in this game he really takes on a pretty decent role as a lead character in his story. It's a lot shorter than Sonic's, but I think they did a good job of as far as giving him a little bit of growth and character development, so I do appreciate that. But that's going to do it for Tails' story. I will say in my, you know, concluding statement that as much as I really enjoyed Sonic's story, and I think I probably like Sonic's stages a little bit better than Tails, even though half of his stages are the same, just from a different perspective. I have to say that Tails' story is still very enjoyable, and replaying the game from time to time, I'm always excited to play through his story as well, just as much as Sonic. So I'll give it to the little fox. Like, he's very much stepped up as a character in this game, and I'm sure we can probably see a lot more than that moving forward in the series. So that's going to do it for the little fox and his story. But next time we are going to be taking on the story of Knuckles the Echidna, and I feel like we have some more interesting storylines to unravel as we see what is coming up for the red-bodied, long-armed creature. So stay tuned. Until next time, this is J Guy Plays, powering off.